When Ray Charles looked back on a career of great accomplishment, it was the record he made in Seattle, way back in his youth, that still made him most proud. I never had great dreams about winning Grammys, although I did, he said. My dream was to one day have a record, because everybody I knew that was famous was on a record. Boy, I thought, if I could just get on a record, maybe I could be something. He made that record in 1948. Confession Blues on one side, I Love You on the other. 18 years old, and it was not a hit. But he was thrilled to death hearing my voice played back from a record. He said, the other things just sort of came, but the biggest thrill in my life, when I was young and able to do the things I had always dreamed of. Now those dreams drove him to get on a Trailways bus to Seattle when he was just 17. Following his friend Garcia McKee as far from Tampa as they could get. The idea of heading out west was enticing as hell, he said. Ray's first job in Seattle was at the Black Elks Club, where he could duck behind a huge elk's head near the piano to poke off a joint. He sang Georgia for the cook, Georgia Kemp. Everybody loved Ray. Life was good. His girlfriend even came out from Tampa, and there on Jackson Street, R.C. Robinson, as he was known then, became a man. In Seattle, I started keeping house, had an apartment, a piano, big radio, hi-fi, telephone. I was cooking. He laughed. There ain't no doubt about it. I became a man. And in Seattle, he discovered his power, too. You see, Ray was a Nat Cole-style singer then, but he could slide easily into the blues, and sometimes, just among friends, he'd sing in a gospel style that gave them a glimpse of the sound that would later make him famous. After that, he said, other things just sort of came. Then one night, Ray left Seattle without a word to anyone. He'd been dropping hints, though, ever since the police started cracking down on junkies, because in addition to everything else he'd done in Seattle, Ray had become addicted. And when he finally returned 2 years later, he had become the genius the whole world would love. It was what he dreamed of, and in Seattle, it all started to come true.